Coming up on SBU TV, the Olean Fitness Centers need a revamp, and students at St. Bonaventure compete to turn trash into fashion. Hello and welcome to SBU TV. I'm Ryan McDonough.
And I'm Aime Mukendi. If you drive down West State Street in Olean, you may notice a big, ugly building tucked away behind businesses. That building, though nearly a mile from campus, is the home of St. Bonaventure's tennis team. Joe Pinter found out more.
The first thing that may catch your attention is the S missing from the sign, or the vending machine only giving exact change. But keep walking through the University Fitness Center and you'll find damaged walls, insulation nearly falling from the ceiling, and areas that are barely maintained at all. Yes, this is where the tennis team spends 90% of its time.
Obviously the insulation, the lighting, the heating, the plumbing, the air conditioning, there's a lot of areas within this facility that need to be stepped up.
Opened in 1977 as a privately owned Olean racket club, Bonaventure purchased the building 9 years later to use for a rec center. Soon after, the tennis and golf teams began practicing in it, and now the building is even open for use to the local community. But once the Richter Center opened on campus, the university redirected much of its attention to the new building. When it comes to allocating money on campus, it's often a matter of politics. Campbell said that even though the building is in rough shape, the university has yet to locate proper funding for maintenance.
But we are where we are right now, and unfortunately there's been several years of deferred maintenance and other priorities on campus, and sometimes certain facilities and buildings on campus are not in the same pecking order as others.
University officials estimate it would cost over $1 million to convert the building into a full-use tennis center. Officials have also considered building a new tennis building across the street on the former Castle Inn property, or putting a bubble structure around the tennis courts on campus. But the university has chosen to try and upgrade the current facility, which may take years to accomplish. For SBU TV, I'm Joe Pinter.
Currently, there are only 4 tennis courts in the fitness center. The NCAA requires 6 courts for a proper singles match to be played.
Well, thank you, Aime. Students at St. Bonaventure may be seeing less of their favorite professor next semester, thanks to a new deal. Corinne has the details.
This spring, faculty at St. Bonaventure, whose number of years of full-time service plus their age equals 75 years or more, were given the option to participate in a phased retirement program.
Select how much you want to work between a third, basically, of your current teaching responsibility up to 3/4, and phase it out over a 3-year period. When the time comes that they're ready for retirement, they really don't want to just stop and go cold turkey, if you will.
According to Fischer, 7 of the 43 eligible faculty members have accepted the deal. SBU TV has learned from another university employee that the goal of the program is to compensate for dipping enrollment numbers and to increase the student-to-faculty ratio from 11-to-1 to 14-to-1.
What we've been looking to do, certainly as we've had the opportunities, when people have been retiring or whatnot, we certainly ask ourselves, is that someone we need to replace, given student numbers and student interests in different majors and whatnot.
Along with a more favorable faculty-to-student ratio, this program is also fiscal. If 10 eligible faculty members were to retire, the cost of their salaries and benefits being off the books could save the university an estimated $1 million annually. For SBU TV, I'm Mike Arena.
One student reacted by asking, quote, "Will the decrease in faculty also affect the student parking to faculty parking ratio?"
Well, you certainly hope so, Ryan. With more people documenting their lives online than ever before, Ashley Kate McCann looks into the debate surrounding online privacy.
At the age of 22, I fell in love with my boss. And at the age of 24, I learned the devastating consequences.
Monica Lewinsky needs no introduction. Since coming forward to tell her story, she has been a voice demonstrating the need for a change of the culture of humiliation that occurs because of online sites. Celebrities, such as Jennifer Lawrence, have recently had their private accounts hacked and been subject to a similar kind of humiliation that Monica Lewinsky faced, with their private photos aired online without their consent. Both public and private people can fall victim to hackers. Last year, over 200,000 Snapchat photos were leaked and stolen.
Countries other than the United States may find it a little easier to say, don't do this, don't say this, take this down.
The First Amendment provides a route for the debate over what information can be shared online. Many of the laws used to regulate the Internet were made in the pre-Internet era. With the Internet being used as a medium to sometimes violate the privacy rights of others, more debate on what kind of information can be shared online is sure to occur. For SBU TV, I'm Ashley Kate McCann.
If you would like to know more about Monica Lewinsky's story, visit TED.com.
Could kids playing alone at a playground become a crime? Corinne Lettieri reports.
Helicopter parenting is a term that describes parents that hover over every little thing their children do. St. Bonaventure professor Adam Brown feels like the amount of acceptable parenting varies by child.
Because I'm certain that you can have two sets of parents, both equally involved with their child's life, and one of the two children saying that their parents, won't go away. Their parents are involved in way too much of their life.
This issue was brought to the national spotlight when two Maryland children, ages 6 and 10, were picked up by police while walking home from a park a few blocks away with their parents' permission but without supervision.
I hesitate to be judgmental of any parent and the decisions they make like this. It is my desire with my own children to instill more independence, and I'm very conscious not to try to fix everything, even at the age they are, at 10 and 8.
For acting in accordance with Maryland law, which states that anyone under the age of 8 years old may not be left alone in a home, school, or car without someone with them who's at least 13 years old.
So I think he maybe did the right thing by calling the police. I think the police officer, now this is not police in general, this just happens to be that individual person, made the wrong move. And it really is his or her call on that.
Police enforcing law, absolutely. And there are children that need protection. So I would hate to see police back off and say, well, we're just going to leave parenting to parents. That's great unless there are things that are happening that shouldn't be happening in the home.
Reporting for SBU TV, I'm Corinne Lettieri.
The parents of the Maryland children say they plan on filing a lawsuit against the state. Back to you, Aime.
Thanks, Ryan. Who knew junk could be made into something beautiful? Earlier this week, St. Bonaventure hosted the 3rd annual Trashin Fashion Show. 9 models walked the runway in designs made up of 95% post-consumer material. The event is held to celebrate the end of the 2015 Recyclemania campaign. This year, 3 of the looks showcased were designed by local high school students. In the end, the top Trashinista prize went to junior Shanice Miller, modeling a dress made of duct tape and bottle caps. This year, Bonaventure had a recycle rate of 20.7%, falling short of the 26% goal.
You may think you know everyone here on the Bona Bubble, but I bet there's someone you haven't thought of. Jackie Roberts has more.
At a church, chapel, or even a friary, there are a few things you'd expect to find. Maybe a few bells, men in brown robes, or religious statues. But in the friary on St. Bonaventure University's campus, a very special character adds a little tail-wagging fun to the atmosphere. Friars like Father Francis-Despino call him Raymond.
The breeder introduced the father and then the puppy. But I knew I wanted yellow, but there was a number of them, and they were all cute. I mean, how do you pick one? So this one had a little bit more spunk.
Raymond spent the first 4 years of his life as Father Francis's companion, and 5 years ago they relocated to this friary at St. Bonaventure together.
He's an old man, right? He's very loving. He loves people. He's the perpetual optimist.
After spending so much time with the friars, the English Yellow Lab seems to have rolled around in some Franciscan values.
Their disposition is just very affectionate, non-aggressive, a good companion. He's fiercely loyal.
Although Raymond can't mark his territory in the academic buildings, he certainly has left his own paw print in the Bonaventure community. With SBU TV, I'm Jackie Roberts.
Raymond will be celebrating his 10th birthday later this June.
Last Tuesday was National Girls and Women in Sports Day. St. Bonaventure University held a clinic for local high school girls and their coaches in the Riley Center. Western New York coaching legend and women's sports pioneer Sister Maria Paris kicked off the event with a talk titled Title IX, High School Physical Education and Sport. Are we making progress?
The opportunities were not there because it was very male-centered, obviously, because of the history of sport in America. And so something had to be done because young women were getting better and better and seeking opportunities, and there was no legal reason they had to give them those opportunities.
Paris fought for the rights for female athletes guaranteed by Title IX while winning over 300 games at Sacred Heart Academy in Buffalo and over 100 games at Canisius College. Paris is a member of the New York State Basketball Hall of Fame as well and was the first nun to coach Division I basketball. And that will do it for us here at SBU TV. I'm Aime Mukendi.
I'm Ryan McDonough. Stay tuned for Wolfpack Report, and thanks for watching.
Welcome to the Wolfpack Report. Along with Andrea Fernandez, I'm Alec Walt.
Today on the show, we will discuss the baseball and softball teams, interview 2 lacrosse players, and speak with Bonaventure's rugby coach and a rugby player.
The St. Bonaventure baseball team split a doubleheader Tuesday at Bucknell and are currently 14, 15, and 2. The Bonnies began a 3-game series this Friday The Bonnies begin a 3-game series this Friday against Davidson at home, where they look to improve from their 1 home win on the season.
On the other diamond, the softball team swept a 2-game set against Niagara on Tuesday, improving their record 11-19. The women go on an 8-game road trip looking to secure some crucial wins before their season ends. We'll be right back with lacrosse players Leanne Stauffer and Michaela Place. Welcome back to the Wolfpack Reports. I'm here with lacrosse players Leanne Stauffer and Michaela Place today. Hi guys, thanks for coming. Okay, so you guys got your first win in the A10 since 2011. Tell me a little bit about how that felt.
Great. I mean, it's everything that you work for during the season, and the past 2 years that we were here, we didn't get an A10 win, so this one felt good.
Nice.
It felt really nice, especially for our seniors. This is their first A10 win also in their career, so it was really nice to help them work towards something as they end their career.
Nice, okay. So you guys have one more game coming up for the season, so how do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good going into it. I think we'll do pretty well.
Okay, how do you feel?
We're going to win.
Nice, I like the confidence there. Okay, so you guys have been here for 3 years. What do you wish you did differently at Bonas?
I wish we trusted each other more. I think that there were a lot of other teams in the A10 that we could have beat, but I think we just kind of got down on ourselves, and I think it could have went a lot better, but there's always next year.
So what do you mean you wish you trusted each other more?
Just in trusting each other, like on the field, passing, basic things like passing and catching, things like that. So.
Okay, nice. And what do you?
For me personally, I think it would be to come into a more pronounced leadership role, I guess, because it kind of took me a while. Now being captains this year, I kind of was a little hesitant. So I feel like now that I've learned the ropes from previous girls, that going into senior year, I'll be able to help the team more and be more vocal on the field.
Nice. Okay. Can you guys tell me a little bit about your off-season preparation for the team?
When we go home for the summer, we get a workout packet, so everybody sticks to that. When we come back in the fall, you get up early, you do your running tests, weightlifting, things like that.
Okay.
It's going to take a lot of dedication this summer. We were talking earlier, and it's kind of like we now know what we can do, having 2 wins under the belt, and last year we have had 0 wins. So now we know that we actually can beat teams out there, so this summer is definitely going to be one that we got to step up and really try to push through those summer packets when we really don't want to.
Okay, so what are you guys looking forward to for your next season?
Definitely to win more A10 games. Being seniors, it's important to us.
Okay.
Yeah, we've worked just as hard as everybody else, so I feel like we want to go out just like everybody else does with a bang. So we definitely want to make it to the A10 tournament, and then clearly go to the NCAAs, but take one step at a time.
All right, thank you guys so much for joining us, and good luck in your final game of the season.
Thank you.
The A10 Tennis Championships began today in Mason, Ohio. The team finished the regular season at a 4-13 record. It looks to make the run at the A10 behind the play of lone senior Trevor Haskell and others. We'll be right back with an interview with Clarence Picard and Patrick Hogan. Welcome back to the Wolfpack Report, everyone. I'm here with Clarence Picard, head coach of the St. Bonaventure rugby team, and Patrick Hogan, one of the players on the rugby team. So, Clarence, how does it feel to be on the head coach of the rugby team?
This is my 9th season as head coach. It's been a real honor to work with the team here over practically the last decade. I graduated from Bonas in 2005 and was able to play on the team myself. So it's just been really exciting seeing the program grow over the last several years and being able to coach guys like Pat and a lot of the hard workers we've had. So it's been a great experience.
You talk about the program growing. This is the first year you guys are in Division 1A Rugby East. How has that transition been?
Honestly, it was a real challenge. I think anytime you're stepping up a level, you obviously expect things to be tougher, but I think it was maybe twice as tough as we expected it to be, honestly. So I think we learned a lot of lessons, but we're really excited looking forward. We've been working really hard to bring in some good recruits and build up the roster, so I think we're headed in the right direction.
So you have your last tournament of the season this year, the ACRC Sevens in Virginia Beach. Yep. What are you most looking forward to this weekend?
I think it's just going to be a great opportunity to compete against some of the top teams in the country. We were recently just moved up to number 10th in the national Sevens rankings, so I think we're going to be facing several other top 10 teams, and really the reason you compete is to face the best. So I think the guys are excited. I think they're ready, and I think it's going to be a great opportunity for St. Bonaventure.
All right, so Pat, will you be going to the tournament this weekend?
Yeah, I will. I'll be down there with all the rest of the guys.
So what did you have to do to earn a spot on the roster?
Over the seventh season, we went to a bunch of different tournaments, brought a bunch of different guys, everyone played to the best of their ability, and basically whoever kind of worked the hardest, played the best, then we took those top players and made the lineup for this week.
All right, and you're a junior. What are you looking forward to improve on for next season?
Well, this season was tough, as Clarence said. We moved up in the division, and we struggled. We had a lot of injuries, so we were few on numbers. But what we're looking forward to is we got a big recruiting class coming in, so I guess what we're looking to improve upon is taking those kids, the big numbers we're having, come in, a lot of talent, and helping them transition into our rugby system and our program.
All right, well, I would like to thank the both of you for coming on our show today. We'll be right back, and we'll have our first ever Wolfpack debate. Welcome back to the Wolfpack Report. In a new debate segment here at the Wolfpack Report, we will be talking about the current state of drafting in professional sports. Joining me to discuss this topic is Reed Orkanowski and Connor Magnuson. All right, so with the team with the worst record in the league, should they pick first, or should it be a lottery, just like the NHL and the NBA?
Well, I'm going to start the intro short and sweet here, Connor. I think the worst team in the league should get that first pick.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go against you here. I actually like the lottery system. I like the NBA lottery system to the NHL lottery system. Obviously, if your team is one of the teams that is at the bottom, obviously you're going to be praying that they get the first pick. But personally, I do like the lottery.
But here's the thing, and here's the instance with the Buffalo Sabres and their purpose tank to get Connor McDavid or Jack Eichel. The whole point of a tank is to get that top pick and that first prospect. In this case, it would be Connor McDavid. Now, in this case, where it's good to get Jack Eichel, yeah, and they were guaranteed that no matter what. But what's the point of tanking if you're only going to get the second best?
Now, this is an occasion. There's sometimes where the 1 and 2 sometimes go hand in hand. I mean, right now in the NBA draft, it's flip-flopping between Okafor and Towns. So in that case, it's like if you get 1 or 2, some people feel it's like you're okay. But in the NHL, it's almost saying like people are saying McDavid right away, he's going to be a superstar. And so it was important for the Sabres to get that first pick. I understand that. But me personally, I am a Knicks fan, but all year I was not rooting for them to tank. I'm not somebody who likes the tanking system. I would cheer for them to win every game. At the end, I would kind of be like, once they would lose, I'd be like, all right, well, it might be one step closer to the first pick. But I'm somebody that likes the lottery. I don't like teams getting rewarded for being bad. I like the NBA lottery where there's been teams before with like the 11th worst record only, and they've gotten the first pick. I think that happened once or twice. And I like that. I like there's kind of like a mystery to it, and you got to see. And sometimes being the worst team doesn't always get you the top pick. I mean, I just like that you're not getting rewarded.
Here's the thing, though, but
all right.
with the lottery, it's a little complicated in almost every stance of the argument. Where if you look at, for example, the NHL, where it's behind closed doors, yeah, they record it and they play it ahead of time, but when you look at the NBA, that's a live recording, live shoot, everyone gets it.
Yeah.
So you get, I mean, there's some Sabres fans out there. There's been some fans of other organizations, of teams out there and other lottery systems that believe in the conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
But in the lottery system, in this case with the NHL, Edmonton has, I believe, their fourth first round pick in 6 years. And it's a little fishy for me, but looking on the other side with my argument with the last team should get that first pick. I mean, let's look at the NFL. You got Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston, another instance where two players go hand in hand.
Right.
And they're projected to go 1 and 2. Now, these two horrible teams in the NFL are bound to get a franchise leading quarterback. And quarterback's always the leading position. So what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I do see that like in the NFL, they do want to kind of get the worst team because a lot of times the number one pick is a quarterback. And so I could see that the NFL likes that because they want to give teams more chances to get better. With the conspiracy theory, I guess the NHL, maybe, if you're thinking that way, they're trying to get Edmonton back to their glory days of the 80s with Gretzky and Messier and that crew. Personally, I'm okay with the lottery right now. When the Knicks last got the first pick, they got Patrick Ewing. They won the lottery. So, ask me in a couple months when the NBA lottery happens, and if the Knicks, I'm a big Knicks fan, if they don't get the first or second or even third pick, if they end up dropping a fifth or sixth, my stance might end up changing because I'm going to be a little upset. But New York's a big market. If there is this conspiracy theory, I'm expecting them to get 1 or 2. So I don't know.
You look at both of these drafting differences here, and I mean, you look at the NFL to start off. It's a one and done chance.
Exactly.
If you're the best, you're the best.
I agree.
However, if it's the NHL or Major League Baseball, for that matter, you have amateur leagues. You have, with the NHL, looking at the Sabres or any other organization, you have 2 farm teams to start off at. Definitely. I mean, you look at Sam Reinhart, and he's just back at one step below the Sabres, of course. But moving on a little bit, looking at the 2 top prospects or the 2 top picks for, let's say, the NFL, who do you think is going to get picked here?
I think number 1's got to go to Winston. I'm a big Winston guy when it comes to, I think that he is much better than Mariota. I think number 2, I think that the Titans should either trade that pick or that they should draft Leonard Williams. I think Leonard Williams is the second best player available to me. The defensive player would help them right away. I'm not a believer in Mariota, so me personally, I would go with Williams. What about yourself?
I'm gonna go real quick here because I know we're running out of time. I have to pick Mariota for the first pick just because. Okay. I mean, they're both
debate here.
they both go hand in hand just with the amount of talent. But I want someone in my organization without all the off-the-field issues with Jameis Winston. So, Alec.
All right, I would like to thank Connor and Bree for taking part in our first ever Wolfpack debate. We will be right back.
Okay, that's it for Wolfpack Reports this week. Thanks for joining us, and go Bonnies!